Good morning, everybody. So glad to have Gorilla and Mango in the chat. Glad you guys are in here right now. Let's take a look at the market. We got AMC, the top left-hand side of the screen. It is, well, it was down earlier. I was about to say down. Up just slightly, $3.07.5. $3.07 is your break even. GameStop sitting at $29.14 right now, up 14% on the day today, following a strong earnings report yesterday. 14% is a very nice gain for GameStop. One of the biggest gains that they have had in a while, but might be reaching resistance at that $30 mark. So please be careful if you guys own it. And already starting to form a Dragonfly Doji. If it comes back just slightly to $28.90 right here, you're gonna have a Dragonfly Doji, might come back down and fall from those current levels. You get Shiba Inu Coin sitting at $14.60 right now, up about 0.5% of the day today. It was doing much better at $15.68. Now it is back down as the entire market has been coming down all morning long, sitting right here 0.40% higher, $14.62. Bitcoin may be bottoming out on the morning so far, 86,600, back up to 86,800 right now. Trying to find the next move. Is it up? Is it down? Where are we going here? Nonetheless, Bitcoin doing pretty well, just slightly below even today. You've got the NASDAQ getting blasdacted today, man. Sitting at 17,980, down 1.5%. That is a very strong loss for the overall market. 1.59% is a very heavy loss for the NASDAQ. Solana sitting 1.5% down on the day today, $139.48 per share. I added a little Solana yesterday. Added apparently a little too high since it's pulling back, but I do believe it's going to be bouncing nicely, and we're going to be seeing some pretty good gains there. Dogecoin sitting at 19.5 cents. SHIB 14.67 points. You've got Ethereum 2015 trying to bounce back off these $2,000 lows today. $86,800 Bitcoin. The SPY down about 1% today, 0.83% lower. Not loading the graph for some reason. Don't know why it's not loading. QQQ sitting 486. It is down 1.44% on the day. Molinado, all-time low. Yep, all-time low on Molinado. After that nice, man, remember that nice gain that it had yesterday or the day before, whenever that was? Yeah, that nice gain yesterday where it was at 72 cents. It was a trap, just like it always is. Everybody that bought in there is now down 80%, losing everything. And, of course, now they're going to be bag holding and trying to average down and buying in. And they're just going to lose all their money because this dude should literally be in prison. The guy that runs Molinado, he should be in prison. Sundial sitting at $1.49. Netflix, $975 a share. Tesla down 5% today, $273. Amazon down 1.5% today. Apple down 0.5% today. And Soxel down about 8% on the day today. Very difficult day for the entire market. And hopefully we start to see a little bit of a rebound, a little bit of a bounce, because, man, we want gains. We want gains. We do want gains, guys. Very, very difficult day so far. I'm here, Gorilla, working and listening. DD214, man. I haven't seen your name in the chat in quite some time. Glad to have you in here, and thank you very much. Bro, your super chat clip. Something, me? I don't know. Missed something on. We get a super chat? Might have missed something. Market's doing pretty good. Meme coins are doing okay today. Meme coins are actually bouncing back, but the overall, like, the stock market is getting brutalized today. And then a mixed bag in the cryptocurrency market. The altcoins seem to be doing a little bit better than Bitcoin is doing, and meme coins seem to be doing a little bit better than altcoins are doing. So overall, stock market terrible. Nice pullback on the morning so far. I just want to see a little bit of a bounce to get us back up there. We want gains. We want gains. Clay, check supporters Discord for the clip. Let's see what we got here. Discord. Ah, jeez. So sad, dude. I look at honorarium. I look at honorarium and it just takes it out of me, guys. All right, that was Pudgy that did that. Yeah, that was Pudgy that did that. When he comes in here, man, when he comes in here, you're gonna have to tell him thank you, because that was absolutely hilarious. Oh my god, I thought you guys, I was kidding when I said clip that, man. But Pudgy was not taking it as a joke, and I thank you very much for that, Pudgy. Appreciate you, and I know you're not even in here right now, but if you are, thank you very much for clipping that. That was actually pretty funny. Oh my goodness. I wish there were more people in this chat too. I gotta ask you guys a question, because and Mango is gonna tell me to sell it, but dude, dead serious, I'm considering selling my Wall Street Pepe now. Literally nobody's buying this, and I've lost a ton of money in Wall Street Pepe. I don't know if I should move that over into something else or what, dude, but Wall Street Pepe is down again today, another 12% on the day. Volume is down to $87,000 in the last 24 hours, and I don't want it to go to zero, but I also don't want to sell at the all-time stinking low. It's absolutely ridiculous. For sure. Dude. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I'm logged in right now. I got a little bit of Crow, dude, but Crow's the biggest clown in crypto right now. I gotta update the app. Yeah, I am gonna sell my Crow, dude. I'm gonna sell my Crow just out of the principle of it, man. I am. I think that's the dumbest thing, because the community voted no, and this takes me back a lot to like Terra Luna Classic, because Terra Luna Classic voted on everything, right? And there were some of the validators, all nodes, and all those other guys that could honestly swing votes fairly easily. Now, one of the reasons they could do that is because so many people were staking and providing the voting power to all nodes. So it's kind of their fault to begin with, because they were providing that voting power. But dude, you know, Crypto.com burned, I guess, in 2021. I don't follow it as closely as some of the other guys out there. I know that Oscar Ramos guy, he follows it pretty close. But in 2021, Crypto.com, and yesterday when Giovanni was asking about it, the only news that I saw show up was that Trump Media is filing for a Crypto.com ETF, right? A Kronos coin ETF. Well, after looking at it a little bit more and reading a little bit more about it after the live stream, 2021, Crypto.com burned 70 billion Kronos, or Crypto.com coin. That was 70% of the supply. And in 2021, the price of Kronos shot up to $1. I think it was like $1.05 or $1.10. And then, of course, came back down after the bull market had ended and the bear market began. And fast forward to today. What they did, I think it took place last week, they voted. Should they reissue 70 billion Kronos? Well, these tokens were burned forever, right? These tokens were burned forever. But they voted. The community voted no. You guys burned those tokens. But lo and behold, Crypto.com owns the majority of Kronos token, and they voted yes. They voted yes. Now, who do you think the 70 billion Kronos goes to? $7 billion worth of the crypto. It goes into a strategic reserve controlled by, decided by, used by, owned by Crypto.com. They voted to give themselves $7 billion at the current price, 70 billion Kronos token, and they did so because they own the vote. Guys, they unburned 70 billion tokens against the wishes of the community and went out there and claimed that we're in a different situation now. We need those to strategically position Kronos. I don't care. You burned those tokens. You can't just print yourself $7 billion worth of the coin. So, dude, Kronos, in one of the most centralized moves that I have ever seen before, in cryptocurrency just went out and pulled an Adam Aaron, man. Now, they haven't diluted the shares yet, right? They haven't, and I'm calling them shares now. They haven't diluted the shares of Crypto.com yet because, you know, it's still sitting in their reserve. But now they have an additional issuance of 70 billion Kronos that they can go out there and dilute their investors with. So, yeah, dude, I'm not going to be holding any more Crow. I'm not going to be using Crypto.com anymore. Next they're going to vote. Well, you know, it's in our custody. Let's just vote. Let's hold a vote, guys. You know, you can vote with your Crow. Should you donate all of your Crypto.com holdings to Crypto.com? We vote yes. And I know that vote makes no sense, right? But if they control the vote to reissue 70 billion, they can control whatever vote they wanted to vote on. And that's not what cryptocurrency is. So, yeah, dude, I won't be holding any more Crow. I liked it. I liked it all the way up until last week. Crow will require more tokens to be in circulation if it is to be adopted. No, it won't, dude. DPFX, no, it absolutely will not. Bitcoin is not. You don't need 100 billion tokens to be used. You absolutely do not. They could have one Kronos coin in circulation, and it could still be just as heavily utilized. People would utilize 0.00001 Crow instead of 1 Crow. There's no need whatsoever. The circulating supply is completely arbitrary. It does not matter how many are in circulation. You're either going to transact in 1 Crow or 0.0000001 Crow. You do not need an additional supply or anything to be adopted. Absolutely not. It appears everyone is going to have stable coins. It looks like it's going to be a way for all institutions to interact with each other and retail. Yeah, Lonnie, that is interesting to me. I get it because, you know, these institutions, they want their own currency. They want you to own theirs. I don't see the need for it, okay? Very similarly to I don't see the need to have a credit card for, you know, Target. Why do you have a credit card for Target? Just use your Visa, right? Use your bank card. Why do you need a credit card? So, yeah, what we're probably going to end up seeing is something very similar to that. You know, if you use our stable coin, you get a 5% discount on any of the purchases that you make through Target, right? Target's going to have their own stable coin. Any purchase you make through Target, if you're using Target's stable coin, the Target dollar, you get a 5% discount. So I absolutely see that is being plausible and is something that we could see throughout the future. I don't see a necessity to hold a credit card for Target and hold a credit card for Walmart and hold a credit card for AMC and hold a credit card for, you know, all of these different credit cards. Like, just have your currency, man, and spend your currency. But, you know, the businesses make money on that credit card, right? So, yeah, I do believe that we will see that. Here's the thing, though, man. And my mom mentioned to me at Taco Tuesday last night. I don't know why. Her and my sister were trying to go to Dick's or something, and it was like the one was closed, and then they were opening another one, and that one wasn't open yet. And they were driving around, man, going to these retail stores. And she's like, retail's dead. I'm like, yeah, dude, retail is definitely dead. And you know what's going to be dead, too? Dude, one of these days, everything is going to be digital. That paper dollar bill in your pocket is going to be dead one day. I truly do believe that. I think that retail, I think that... I don't know the actual... I can't think of the word for it right now. Tangible. I think tangible dollars, tangible currency is going to be dead one day. I think that everything is going to be digital. And, you know, the adoption of individual stable coins like Lonnie's talking about there, it's just putting you on the path for everything to be digital. Crow took a page out of Adam Aaron's book. They took the biggest page out of Adam Aaron's book. They gave themselves a $7 billion war chest with a single vote that they voted on. It's crazy, man. Yo, what is going on with Pi Network? It's going to zero. Dude, I hope it doesn't go to zero. Pi Network has a lot. I don't own Pi Network, but Pi has a lot of tokens being unlocked this month. And some of the people that are having their tokens unlocked are selling those tokens. It's just the way that it is. And it's going to happen that way. More and more tokens get unlocked. More and more people will sell. Yes, people will buy. But anytime the circulating supply is relatively low compared to the total supply, you have to worry about dilution. And I never followed, crap, what's the coin that starts with a, what's that coin that Rozzy has? It starts with a K that was like 4.4 cents not too long ago. It starts with a K, doesn't it? Some of you guys in here have it. Now it's probably like between 1.5 to 2 cents. I think Matthew Perry had a lot of it. Why can't I think of the name of that coin? You know, the one that went from like $1 down to half a cent, and then like last year it ran up to about 4.5 cents. Matthew Perry's got a lot of it. Why can I not think of that coin right now? Or had a lot of it. I don't know if he's got a lot of it still. It's in between the 2 cent range and the 4 cent range. I think the logo's yellow. I thought it started with a K, but you guys know which one I'm talking about? You guys ask me to look at it all the time. I can't think about it, man. I pulled out of Crow completely. Yeah, I don't have much Crow, but I do have my Crow on Crypto.com, and I will be pulling out of it as well, Lonnie. I will be pulling out of it as well. And probably not a bad time if it's still up. Because it was up 11%. Yeah, 10 cents. I don't mind getting out at 10 cents. DPFX, just be very cautious about Crow going up, though, okay? Be very cautious about Crow going up because they have literally 70 billion tokens to dilute you with now, right? You got to be careful about that. You know, they're going to tell you they're going to create value. They're going to tell you they're going to do all of this. But, dude, you've got to think about this, too, right? Crypto.com literally just voted to give themselves, they gave it to themselves, they're in control of that strategic reserve, to give themselves 70 billion coins or $7 billion worth of that cryptocurrency. And they did so that they can go out there, right, and create value for the current Crow holders. They are now the definition of a security. They are now the definition of a security. And I don't want to see the SEC going after Ripple and XRP and really any cryptocurrency for that matter. But when you vote to give yourself $7 billion worth of an asset so that you can go out and use that $7 billion for business purposes, like they're claiming, to generate wealth and generate value for the current holders, that passes every bit of the Howey test, and that is the definition of a security. So, dude, I think that it's one of the worst things that they could have done for themselves is give themselves that $7 billion. Now, it would be a completely different story, okay, if they simply wanted more in circulating supply and they reissued that 70 billion, but they split it amongst current holders. If they just wanted to increase their circulating supply and they said, okay, we're going to triple the current circulating supply, or 3.3, the current circulating supply. So if you held 10 Crow, you ended up with 33 Crow in your wallet. Like, okay, that's fine. Split it, right? And every current holder is in the same exact position that they were. Every current holder got that 70 billion. That's completely fine, dude. You know, you can vote on the blockchain to do that. If they, and I don't think they'll ever vote to do it, but like, you know, if you owned a Bitcoin, it's $70,000, $80,000, and somehow the chain voted on creating 42 million Bitcoin instead of 21 million Bitcoin, okay, now you get 2 Bitcoin valued at $40,000 instead of 1 Bitcoin valued at $80,000. Like, okay, do that, man. But, and I don't think that creates any value for Crypto.com. I don't think that it, you know, does anything to go out there and generate wealth based on their business dealings and all of that. But, dude, what they did, man, is a security now. But anyway, I missed a member chat. Michael Allen. Mike, man, thank you very much for the member chat. Pff, Crow, SHIB, Bonk, AMC, scammers, Pi, crypto is boring at the moment. I need my cash so I can go to the strip club. I'm out. Oh my gosh. Fist, boom, fist, boom, fist, boom, fist, boom. Michael Allen. Mike, man, thank you very much for the member chat. 31 months of bro. I love it, dude. Hello, everybody. What's going on, Chris? Glad to have you. Let's see. Cha-cha. SHIB ETF coming soon just for the haters. I don't know if SHIB gets an ETF right off the bat, man. Some of the problems with the Shiba Inu Coin ETF, very, very low volume. I don't think that it makes too much sense for the institutions yet. So we either need to increase volume in SHIB or you know, get SHIB into an ETF with more meme coins. I find it very hard to believe we would be getting a SHIB ETF on $100 million a day volume. I don't think it's big enough yet. DD214, green name again, man. I love it, DD214. Thank you very much for grabbing that green name. Supporting the channel and being Jasmine. Yes, I thought it started with a K. Jasmine. There it is. It's orange and not yellow. Oh my god, dude. That's messed up. Anyway, yeah, dude, this is what I would be worried about with dilution. This was the entire reason I said this. Okay? More and more of the total supply, right? There was not 50 billion Jasmine circulating when it was launched back here. They launched the token, and of course it tanks in value because they continue to dilute the supply. So if you're looking at Pi Network, right, they're going to continue diluting the supply over the next couple of years. Be careful. If you're looking at Crow, it's not going to be to this extent because they've already got 30 billion in circulation and they can now have an additional 70 billion in circulation. So I don't think that it's going to be going from $1 to 1 cent. But 1 cent. But I don't think that it's impossible for Crow to go from 10 cents back down to that 2 cent range. Like, dead serious, guys. And I liked Crow really up until I figured out that they diluted it. But I started buying Crypto.com coin, man, like back in 2017, 2018. And, dude, you know, you're seeing it down here, right? And it's sitting down here at 1-2 cents. It did very well. But now, look, we could be back down in the 1-2 cent range because this is when they had 100 billion coins outstanding. So, you know, you're talking about diluting a token potentially back down to the level that it was at in 2018 when it was sitting in the 1 to 2 cent range. So just be careful with it, man. One of the reasons that it shot up in 2021 because they burned those tokens. Now they're reissuing them. It doesn't make any sense, man. So just be careful with it. If it goes back down to 1 cent, maybe I'll buy back in. I don't know, but I'm not trying to get involved with a stupid centralized. If I want a centralized company, I'll go buy AMC. Simple as that, right? Let's see. It means Crow will not reach $1. K King, dude. Here's what it means, right? Take a look at AMC Entertainment. You might be familiar with them. You might not be familiar with them. But Crypto.com now has complete control over that 70 billion Crow. That's a lot of Crow. And any time that the price goes up now, and they want to raise money, they want to sell that crow, that's what they're going to do. And on top of all of that, man, I truly think that it, now it serves every definition of a security. They've given themselves $7 billion at the current price, and they're going to use that $7 billion to further their business. So I wouldn't be surprised if the SEC filed suit against them this week. Perry always talks about Jasmine. Yeah, dude. It was Jasmine. That's one you were talking about. Right on that. Let's see. Hello, Claybro. Thoughts on Crow and its ETF future? The minting sucks, but you don't think maybe most of that will be locked up with institutions? No, I do not. Crypto Conrad Valdez Reyes, man. They don't give. Here's the thing. When you create an ETF, right, you are not giving the coins to these institutions, right? These guys that started Bitcoin ETFs, right? Nobody gave them Bitcoin to start these ETFs with. How that works is they issue these ETFs and people buy them. Well, if I bought $1,000 worth of a Bitcoin ETF, the ETF is supposed to go out there and buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now, they can settle it at the end of every trading day. That's fine. They don't have to go in there and day trade it and everything. Everything can get settled at the end of the day. So, if I buy and sell intraday, it's probably going to have no net effect on the overall ETF and so on. But if I go in there and buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, they have to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in that ETF. Bitcoin did not give them that Bitcoin. No Bitcoin holder gave them that Bitcoin. That is not the way that it works. So let's just say, for example, that there is, and it's not been approved yet, but let's say, for example, there is a Cronos ETF. The way that it would work is now, instead of opening up an account with Crypto.com to buy Cronos, or instead of opening up a cryptocurrency account, I can simply use my Webull, or I can simply use my brokerage, whatever that may be, to go out and gain exposure to Crypto.com coin. So I go out there and I buy $1,000 worth of Crow ETF. The institution then has to go out there and buy $1,000 worth of Cronos ETF, or worth of Crypto.com coin. They're not given by Crypto.com the money for that I purchased that ETF with. So no, I don't think the vast majority is going to be locked up by institutions. I think the vast majority is essentially going to be sold by Crypto.com. Now, institutions can buy it, sure, but that's Cronos that they would have had to buy in the first place. But they would have been buying it with a 30 billion supply instead of a 100 billion supply. There's a major difference. All of that money now is in the hands of Crypto.com. They gave themselves 70 billion coins. So even if it does end up being locked up by institutions, they would have locked up twice as much, 3 times as much, if, less coin, but same value worth, if they never diluted the supply. Pairs a lot of Jasmine. I think it's his biggest portion of his portfolio. Oh, does he still have it? Because I know he had it, and it is probably down right now, right? Yeah, back down to 1.2 cents. It was at like 4 cents. Did he write it back down from that 5? Ooh, was it 5 cents actually? Almost 6. Does he still have it, or did he sell some of it and get back in, or what? Hopefully it goes up for him, man. A nice 5x gain on his position there too. Would be pretty good. I hope that dude makes some money. Let's see. Yeah, Jasmine, Lunk, Crow, SHIB, maybe. Matt Perry's positions are those the ones you like, Michael? I think I lost my 4-year-long membership. My card expired and I forgot to renew. DD214. Well, you do have Chip Bro as your icon. So you would have just picked up right where you left off, man. If your card expired, I don't know, 3 months ago or whatever, and you had, I don't know, 3.5 years, you'd still have 3.5 years. So you got the icon that says you've been here forever. It's just whenever your card would have expired, would have lapse the membership, and you pick right back up where you left off, man. You don't start back at 0. But I do appreciate the green name, and it's nice seeing the green names in here because it has been a very long time of gray names. What you doing, baby, huh? I didn't even know you were in here. Come here. Come here. I didn't even know you were in here. 4 years is a long time, man. Dang. Everyone understand how ETFs work. If you want to buy a share of, say, XRP, the institution has to have 30 to back one XRP up. When the ETFs are approved, a massive supply shock will occur. Yeah, but for some reason they think that, I don't know, the Crypto.com, come here, has to give them those shares. They're my baby. They're my baby. They're my baby. Yeah. They're my baby girl. Oh, they're my baby girl. Yeah. Oh, what? Where are you going? What? Where are you going, huh? They're my baby girl. They're my baby girl. I love you, baby girl. You know that? Yeah. They're my baby girl right there. She's a good baby. Yeah, they're a good baby right there. I love the baby girl so much. All right, let's see. I bought 500,000 Crow at 4 cents and sold at 10 cents. I am out. Nice. Lonnie, that's a very good gain as well, man. Very good gain. Is Crow worth holding on to? Lakindra, it's completely up to you. So I do think that Crypto.com will continue to grow as an exchange. I do. I think that the industry is set to grow. I think that Crypto.com will grow as the industry grows and all of that. But, you know, it all depends on how you look at it. Anytime you can kind of go against and ignore the wishes of the community and vote like they did because they own the majority of Crypto.com coin to dilute Crypto.com coin, dude, it's got every earmark of a security that you possibly could have. And I don't think that it's a cryptocurrency when you can do that. I think that it is a security. So I wouldn't be surprised if the SEC gets involved with them now. And, you know, I don't think they're going to undo the situation or undo the vote or anything like that. I think it's going to be an absolute mess. Is it worth holding on to? Okay. Not through the dilution. Not through the dilution. After the dilution occurs and they're really set to grow as an exchange, it's your decision. But why invest in a cryptocurrency as centralized as something that they control all of the shots? The community can't vote on anything, and it doesn't matter what they say. The Crypto.com is going to do what they want to do. So, to me, no, not worth holding. To other people, yes, it might be worth holding. But I don't like what they did. What they did is, dude, what they did is the equivalent of what AMC is known for. And if AMC didn't scar you, look at everybody else's scar. Right? Look what everybody else has gone through, and ask them if it's worth, you know, trusting in one man to do what's best for you. That one man is going to do what is best for him. It's terrible. Let's see. Hello to all the bros. Jason, glad to have you in here, man. Looks like you're good. DD214. Heck yeah, JB. JB, man, glad to have you in here as well. When Ethereum to 3,500. Soon, JB. Soon. Dude, I still got Ethereum going back up 4,000, 5,000, so hopefully it is soon, because I got a decent amount of Ethereum, actually. I got a decent amount of Ethereum and a decent amount of Solana. And I am itching, though, to swap some of my Solana for some Solana meme coins, since everything's beaten down 80% right now. I think we bounce back, man. I think we bounce back, and we could see like a 4 or 5x gain in some of these Solana meme coins, like Dog with Hat and Bonk. Dude, Dog with Hat is down to 55 cents. I think its all-time high was $3 or $4. Some of these other major meme coins, you know, billion-dollar meme coins right now on Ethereum. You got MOG, for example. That is down 90%. Was down 90%. It's down about 80% now. You got a nice like 8x gain that you can see in MOG to get back up to its all-time high. It was just 3 or 4 months ago. You have Popcat. That's another very big Solana meme coin. that is down to maybe it was like 24 cents today. I think it was 24 cents today. And its all-time high was like $2. There's another 90% loss that could bounce back up pretty quick. Yeah, 25 cents right now on PopCat. So, dude, there's a lot of big potential gainers out there, and I'm itching, man, because I see the Fear and Greed Index ticking back up, and I'm like, I can't let this pass me by, man. We're at a level of 34 on the Fear and Greed Index today. And this will very quickly turn back into the green here. And when it does, meme coins should be running some of the most. I think the law of diminishing returns is going to take effect this next cycle. Institutions bring lots of money, but they're also bringing centralized control. Well, plus the markets are getting kind of saturated, right? So I don't know if... I don't think we're going to be hitting, especially across the board, 5, 6, 7x returns in some of the major altcoins out there. I do believe that, some of the smaller, the newer, especially the meme coins can easily see 100x returns and all of that. But I still think that we got a multi-tens of trillions of dollar industry on our hands. So I think one day we're going to be seeing 10 trillion, 20 trillion, 30 trillion dollars in the crypto space. So I still think we've got some very strong gains ahead of us. But I agree. Are they 100x gains? No, we're not gonna. It's not like watching Bitcoin go from $1,000 to 100,000. Are they 200x gains? If they're not 100x, they're certainly not 200x. Sup, Bronsoninho? We got Bronson in here? I didn't even see Bronson in here. Let's see. Is it Mother time? It is still low, but I think bottom. Yeah, Crypto Muser, man. Mother down at half a cent right now. I'm considering actually adding a little bit more Mother. Iggy Azalea has relentlessly, day in and day out, talked about cryptocurrency, talked about her token, and it's one of the only tokens that like these celebrities continue to discuss. So whether or not people are as excited about it as they once were last year, I think that she has done a fantastic job. I still own a decent amount, and I could be adding more. But yeah, dude, it's down to like a $4 million market cap right now, which is crazy considering it was at a couple $100 million market cap. I've been playing the QQQ lately. Bronson, man, very nice, and hopefully it's been playing out well for you. Cleanivity Bonk, yes. If so, your thoughts on the ETF waiting to be approved on April 6th, Bonk, Doge, and Trump Coin? I did not know that they had filed for that ETF, but you could add a couple more. You could add Melania in there as well. They obviously didn't add it in if you're talking about an ETF to be approved for those there. But those are the best chances, right? Those are what I consider the best chances of meme coins to have an ETF. Why? Where do I get that from? If you look at Made in the USA tokens, okay? First meme coin on the list, Dogecoin. Next meme coin on the list, it's Trump. Next meme coin on the list, Bonk. So if you're looking at the top Made in USA meme coins, these are the ones that make that list. So do I think it gets approval? I have no idea, man. I don't see why they I don't see why they wouldn't approve it. They've already been declared not securities. Meme coins are considered collectibles by the SEC. So I absolutely think that this is something they could approve. And I think that that's why, one of the reasons why they would have chosen those 3 meme coins there. Top 3 American-made meme coins. And there's more on the list, right? You can go down. I think Dog with Hat might be on this list too. I'm not sure. Melania Memes on this list. Pudgy Penguins is on this list. So there are more, USA-made meme coins out there that they could be adding, but those are the top 3. I can't see why they wouldn't. Like, why would they say no? There's no securities issues. It's just whether or not institutions are willing to go out there and create these ETFs. And apparently, if they filed an ETF application for those three, they're obviously willing to have those three ETFs, those three meme coins in an ETF. But yeah, I do have Bonk. I have Bonk, Trump, and a little bit Dogecoin. I don't have enough Dogecoin to necessarily like care about, but I get an okay amount of Bonk and a lot of Trump coin. Let's see. In the green now, but I'll be 80. But I will be in 87. What? In the green now, but will I be in 87? Oh, gotcha. Yes. You're going to be in even better green in 87 days, Jeffrey. I'm optimistic, man. Egg price is falling. We got good PC numbers this week. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look at any of the economic releases. What do we got here? What is this? Just came in exactly with the last numbers, so I don't know if they're necessarily good. Both of them came right in line with previous reading. So I don't know if that's necessarily good. Wouldn't be bad, but no change. No change. No notes. No notes. Bronson been found. Pudgy, thanks for clipping that dramatic speech that I had yesterday and putting that out on the Discord. I watched that this morning and I was laughing. Bronson, you need help with the QQQ? Sam is your guy. That he is, man. Sam the man. You still around here? Bronson never been lost, baby. Bronson's always in here. And I get zero news on Cat Slap right now, man. I was looking at Cat Slap this morning at like 0.55 cents. I almost said 5.5 cents, but half a cent is where Cat Slap is at right now, and the volume is down dramatically on Cat Slap, and I unfortunately don't have any news on that. I mean, you know, the crazy thing is, right? It's down 90% from its peak. That is a tough loss, but major meme coins, Dog with Hat, Popcat, Giga Chad, you know, not Dogecoin, Pepe, SHIB, not the top ones, but billion-dollar meme coins are down 90% too. They've gone from $1 billion down to $100 million market cap. So it's tough, dude, because, you know, I sit here and I look at Wall Street Pepe and I'm like, my God, dude, should I get rid of Wall Street Pepe right now? It's at an all-time low, but I don't want to bleed this one all the way out to nothing. I've already lost more money than I ever should have lost on it. But, you know, and I'm struggling with a decision to make on that one. But even the major names are down 80-90% right now. Bronson been missing. Well, he's back now. Spot ETFs need to be backed by the crypto. Futures only need collateral. Yeah, so Lonnie, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, though, right? When you have to go out there and own the cryptocurrency, like if I go buy an ETF to own $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to buy the ETF, I think that some people think that they're just given that crypto, and it's very weird. You missed the first comment. That's why it made no sense. That would be why it made no sense, Jeffrey. That would be why it made no sense. Jeffrey, I don't think I missed it, man. I don't think it came through. Didn't come through on Streamlabs, man. YouTube or something blocked it from coming through. Still saying Bitcoin, Solana, XRP will be the top coins this cycle. The supply shock alone is going to drive price action. Well, the good news is I just bought some more Solana yesterday, so maybe I'll buy some more today. Should I? Maybe I will. Sheesh, I'm getting killed on all these meme coins. Wienerdog AI, Dogeverse, Playdos, Jason. Yeah, I'm not getting killed on Wienerdog AI. Dogeverse. I don't have Dogeverse anymore. Playdoge, Yeah, basically zero. Jason still got that, basically zero. I cannot believe, man. I cannot believe that Jason Derulo essentially gave up on his coin, completely ignored it now, and like left it, never to mention it again. I cannot believe that. I don't understand these guys that think that they can just turn their back on thousands of people. It's nuts. Clay, any thoughts on Pudgy Penguins, Popcat, and/or Peanut? Yes. I was looking at. I did not look at Peanut this morning, but I actually was looking at Popcat and Pudgy Penguins this morning. Pudgy Penguins, I believe, is down to 0.7 cents, and its all-time high when it launched was around 4 cents. Now, the problem is that it launched like right at the end of the rally. It launched December into January or whatever, maybe November. But nonetheless, it is a made in the USA meme coin. You can see that right here. Pudgy Penguins takes like number 4 on the list of meme coins made in the USA. Yeah. Pudgy Penguins, 0.7 cents. Moving up. I like the fact because I truly do believe the current administration is going to favor made in America tokens, right? And it's already on its way back up a little bit from the ½ cent level that we were at here. And it's already up 50% to 0.7 cents, which is a very nice gain. And its high was about 5 cents. So I do own a little bit of Pudgy Penguins. I own it much higher. I would not be opposed to averaging down on this one. Not because I like it as a meme coin, but because I like it as a made in USA meme coin. Popcat. Popcat I was looking at this morning. It is 24, 25 cents or whatever. It was at $2, plus $2. And therefore it's got like 8x gains to get back up to its all-time high. 24.8 cents right now. Look at the 1 year graph. It was at $2. Right? You're sitting on nearly 10x gains to get back up to these levels. Phenomenal. And at major support from where it's been over the last year. All-time graph. Clearly when these things launch at absolutely nothing. Where you going, baby? Where you going? Come back over here. Come back over here. Come here. Come on. Come on, my baby. There, my girl. Come on. You know, you're not gonna see prices like this again unless the token dies out. You know, whatever. But very low levels, 8x gain potential. Come here. Yeah, I don't like you on that plastic. It's like you want to pee on the plastic. What was the last one? Oh, Peanut. Peanut's a tough one for me, man, because when I look at Popcat and when I look at Pudgy Penguins, there's a lot more stability. When I look at Peanut being down here at 21 cents, yes, it has that 10x potential, right? But the question is, does it have what it takes to get back up? Was this essentially a fad? Was this when that Peanut the squirrel? And I hope that, dude, I don't follow that case or nothing, but dude, I hope that those people are dealt with. When you take somebody's animals and kill somebody's animals, you deserve to be dealt with in a way that is much more than monetary civil damages. But was this a fad, right? Peanut the squirrel, just prior to the election, all of that, and Fred the raccoon, I think his name was Fred, you know, ripping up in value. Is this a meme coin now, or was this just like a pump? I don't know the answer to that one. So that's my thoughts on Peanut. But the other two, I believe, are a little bit more legitimate meme coins and may see a little bit more staying power than Peanut has. Just kind of my thoughts on those three there. Crypto IRAs. Well, here's the deal, man. In my opinion, traditionally, anything that you're investing for retirement should probably be a little bit more conservative than just because you should have time on your side, right? Those are a little bit longer term investments. But I actually do believe, right? I actually do believe in the long-term growth of cryptocurrency. Do I think that you should be putting your entire retirement in crypto? No, I think you should be diversifying. But I will say, man, I have a very large chunk of money in cryptocurrency. Not just because I believe in it in 2025, but because I believe the world is digital. You know, I drive around, I see retail location after retail location dead. Everything is being sold online. You know, we haven't even begun to touch what metaverses can be and any of that. I think there's a lot of future in digital experiences. And crypto is a digital asset. So, diversify any type of IRA or retirement account or anything like that. Just make sure you're diversified. Make sure that I would say not everything is in crypto, but I do have a heavy portion of my wealth in crypto. So I don't know. Completely up to you guys if you're going that route, but I think that crypto has a very strong future. That's a good point. Thanks, Clay. DD214. Thank you, man. Please, please, please tell me Pudgy started this Pudgy coin. Yes, if Pudgy started Pudgy Penguins, that would be amazing. Especially considering it's like $1 billion coin. That'd be very, very nice. You just like it because it's called Pudgy. I do have a soft spot because it is called Pudgy, man. That's a fact. Made great profit on White Rock a month ago and sold. May buy again. White Rock. I don't even know if I ever heard of this. White Rick. It's a guy down the street. Wouldn't it be funny if you called your neighbor's name is Rick and you called him White Rick? White Rock. 61% gain today. Holy smokes, man. Oh, dang. This is a volatile coin, isn't it? Dude, what if it's on the way? What if it's on the way back up to 1 cent, man? I've never even heard of this coin, but that could be a very nice gain if it goes back up there. Is Trump talking the market going south? He must have talked about those new tariffs. Aunt Nancy told me. Aunt Nancy, I like it. I actually don't know if he's speaking right now about tariffs or not, man. Cryptos with ETFs. That's what White Rock is. All right, Rose. Have a great afternoon. Stay hydrated. Stay positive. It is 1 o'clock. Man, I haven't touched crypto since Voyager went on voyage with all of mine. You should have gotten some of it. Didn't you get like 60% of it back, Bronson? We should have got 60% of it back. But, yeah, dude, I hold very little on centralized exchanges now. I hold very little on centralized exchanges. I'm not trusting anybody else with my crypto. I do trade and I do own some on the KSX exchange that I show in all my videos. But I own the majority of it on decentralized wallets. Best Wallet, Trust Wallet. None on MetaMask right now. I mean, technically I can use MetaMask if I want, but in Phantom Wallet. Guys, it was all over about Trump and White Rock. Where have you been? Oh, I have no idea. I haven't seen anything on White Rock, man. For real. 101. Get your names in the chat right now. We'll do some shout-outs. We will be back. Appreciate everybody for being in here. If you have not downloaded Best Wallet yet, make sure to use the link in the description of all of my videos. Go out there, download Best Wallet for me. It's going to help me. Even if you don't want to use it, still click the download button. It's going to help me more than you guys know. And share it with all of your family and friends. It is a free download. You do not have to buy anything. And just know that video views are lower than they have ever been. So if you guys are simply willing to click a button, even if you don't want to share it with your family and friends, if you're simply willing to click a button, for the simple click of a button, I could be able to afford dinner tonight. Without it, I'd only be able to afford dinner tomorrow night. Crap, Pudgy's going to go out there and clip this one too. Guys, let's do some shout-outs. We'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. Videos all day long today. We got Alien Head, man. Shout out to you. Have a great day today. DD214, Bronson, Pudgy, Giovanni, Bronson, Giovanni, Alien Head. Have a great one. Bronson, see you later. Jason, Gorilla. We got Giovanni, Adam, Giovanni, Doji. Clay, bro, click that link, guys. Pudgy, Adam, DD214. All of you guys. SD. You know what time it is. You want to say it with me? Say it with me. Till the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.